he had not been aware that there was any risk of him being voted out. In his experience, the directors always put profit first, but evidently the jungle drums in the family had been busily beating behind his back. A cold chill ran down his spine. Gianni cared about few things beyond work, because he was the overachiever he had been raised to be. He ate, breathed, and slept business, and he not only thrived as CEO of the family company, but also deeply valued his position of responsibility.
This sordid episode has brought the company's reputation into disrepute.
Federico Renzetti ground out thinly.
It cannot be overlooked. It has brought me into disrepute, Gianni contradicted steadily. I made a foolish misjudgment, and I won't even try to defend myself. You had sex with a woman in a nightclub, his father slashed back at him in disgust, with a camera on you. Naturally, I was not aware of the hidden camera, Gianni said dryly, but neither was I willing to give way to blackmail. You were in the wrong. You should have paid that scheming slut off to protect the company name.
Too late now, Gianni responded, seeing no reason to argue and prolong the meeting. He saw in his father's eyes that the older man was reaping a certain amount of enjoyment from his downfall, and as always, that cut him deep. It made him wonder, as he so often had growing up, what he had done to deserve that lack of affection.
You have always refused to listen to me and take my advice, the older man denounced bitterly. If you kept a mistress, it would be discreet. There would be no surprises, no scandals.
Gianni gritted his teeth because he had always believed that a mistress would be as suffocating an addition to his life as a wife. One exclusive woman to satisfy his every desire. Gianni enjoyed freedom and variety, but even a mistress would be entitled to expect a fair degree of fidelity. Why would he sign up for that option when most of the young women he met were content to settle for a casual encounter? Furthermore, that kind of detached lifestyle reminded him too strongly of his father, and he refused to make such a choice, particularly as the son of a mother who had felt humiliated by her husband's mistresses.
Better still had you married by now and settled down, Federico Renzetti continued grimly. Why on earth would I want to get married at 28? Gianni demanded with incredulity. I was a married man at 23. Back in the day, Gianni scoffed, resisting a cutting urge to remark that his mother had been the richest heiress in Europe and too good a prospect for his impoverished father to pass up. Few adults want to settle down that young now. Had you been married, even engaged, the board would have seen some sign of hope and better behavior on the horizon for you. But you just won't grow up, Federico told him in furious condemnation. What have you got against settling down? Like my mother and you were so happy settling down, Gianni breathed with emphatic distaste. The older man paled at that unwelcome reminder and stepped back. I am sorry that you were so aware of our difficulties. Discomfiture filled Gianni, for he had not intended to get that personal with his parent, and he rarely referred to the mother who had died when he was 13. His memories of her were too private and painful. A charged silence fell for several uneasy seconds. Look, Federico spread his hands in hesitant appeal. You could still turn this whole ghastly situation around by just choosing the right woman to marry. However, do you even know any decent women? You're unlikely to meet them at the raunchy private clubs and wild parties you frequent, Federico declared with frustration. She would be mature and respectable, and she would have an unblemished